here now for England. They, having played well last week, they need to back that up with a good performance here, and no harder start than France in their first game at home at Twickenham.
Well, dare I remind you, of course, that England's disappointment last year started when they lost to France, 14 points to 21, and here's the lineup for today, with the new captain in Rob Vickerman, and some youngsters who've been brought in by Ben Ryan. Sam Edgerly there, just a 20-year-old, and a newcomer altogether on the bench, Jeff Williams, a 23-year-old, Dan Bibby, who started only the other one, and the recall of Andy Vilk, who's back after training all season. Here, France, well, watch out for Gobelets, Alba Ladejo, the playmaker in the midfield, and the pace of Renaud Delmas. Well, England have a tremendous record here, but there's a lot of expectation this time.
I say, Nigel, I just offered Rob Vickerman a word of warning, and last year when we ran out here and I was captaining the side, these girls with these poles got a little bit too close, and one of them almost clean knocked me out as the pole whacked me in the head.
Bit of a distraction, were they?
It was. I was feeling a little bit dusty before the game had even started, but it's good to see they've moved a bit further away this year. But something interesting in the England team, I'm interested to see how Sam Edgerly and Tom Mitchell link up, because Tom, he's been solid now, and he's putting into the role of the number 10 shirt well. It's Sam Edgerly's going to have a little bit less experience at 9, but here's the man of the moment, Matt Turner, who's been playing awesomely all week, all
superbly
year.
And he's one of the nominees for the player of the season. The absence, of course, of John Brake, got concussion last week in Glasgow, and a nasty cut as well, and so a lot of weight on the shoulders of Sam Edgerly, the 20-year-old.
Come on.
And this man too, Dan Norton, didn't shine as much as usual last week in Glasgow. France versus England then, in this pool with the USA and Samoa. It's a tremendous season for Matt Turner. Edgerly setting it up. Cracknell goes in to Link. Well, France blow hot and cold, as we know that so often. Oh, danger here for England on their own line. Could be turnover, but England fall. Oh, there we are!
Offside.
Taken by Mazoué.
Just interference on the half-back there, but
no penalty, no try.
But you can see the intent of the French.
Danger time it really was, and England nearly caught out there. So here's Tom Mitchell, who's come through. Really is your replacement this season in the fly-half role. Big gap to fill. Losi. Now it's Paul Abladejo. A lot of experience. Edgerly covering, and Tom Mitchell now. Now Edgerly. Oh, it's a bit shabby, that. But referee plays on. Dan Norton. England looking a little on edge, don't they?
A little bit shaky at the moment, just balls being dropped. They really need to get a good bit of passage of play here together and get one of the quick boys away. The one thing that French really do miss is a real out-and-out gas man, and England have a couple of them in the guy with the ball, Matt Turner.
Matt Turner then try and create something for the guy out wide and away with Edgerly. And England needed that after an uncomfortable start. The 20-year-old, product of Wellington College and the Isha Club, and now with Rosslyn Park. That was very necessary for England to calm down after not looking too happy early on.
Almost trying to do too much with the ball at times, rather than set an offside line and then get yourselves in position and get yourselves ready to move the ball. But, you know, this guy has got pace. He can play on the wing, Sam Edgerly, and given half a yard, he's going to take it, and that'll be a comfortable start for him. He'll be happy with that.
The Oxford University member, Tom Mitchell, adds the points. Here's Edgerly.
Yeah, I mean, good spot of the gap, Edgerly, and he's strong runner, and he's got away, and once he's away, they're not going to stop him. And you know, he did have the option of Dan Norton out wide, which is probably what took the attention of the defenders away from him.
Yeah, it's a useful decoy. So 7-0 after 3 minutes.
Key here to get this kick-off right, get Rodwell under it and try and retain possession and build on that first attack.
Well, a different tactic here. Giving the ball to France and saying, right, try and take us on. Well, it's a danger sometimes. France, I think, took their own angle there.
Tackle only.
Johan Laus. Albala Dejo. And Jean-Baptiste Gobelet, former wing three-quarter for Biarritz. Big, powerful man. They thrive on inspiration. They fall apart sometimes. Good work to Mitchell. Good work by Vickerman. Big error by France, but exploited beautifully by Vickerman there, the new captain.
Yeah, England picking their moment, when to go for the ball and when not, and clearly here you can see Mitchell go through. It was fair play, fair game, he's got on it, and then just good backing up. And that's what they need to do. They need to disrupt the French and put them off their game.
Very consistent drop goal kicker, John Mitchell. 16 conversions last week, and 2 out of 2 here this morning. Well, as good a start as England could have wished for. Why have they got yellow socks on, by the way?
I don't know, Nigel, I don't know. I didn't know it came into our colour scheme, but it has.
They must have borrowed them from Australia, have they?
I hope not.
Well, at least we haven't got the violet sort of traffic warden signs. Anyway, it's 14-0. It's a nice day, and well, we're expecting over 60,000 each day, and certainly it's beginning to fill pretty remarkably. And this will be, I can promise you, the biggest ever crowd for a Rugby Sevens international tournament. Penalty to France. England lying on the ground. This is Jonathan Logel. England turnover. Good work by Rodwell. First touch for Dan Norton. Didn't go so well. Logel with the fly kick through. No advantage from the knock-on. They'll come back for the scrummage. Referee James McPhail from New Zealand, 26-year-old. Played his early rugby in Palmerston North High School.
Yeah, French just stuttering there and not quite getting the continuity, you know, overrunning the pass, but then not quite sure what Dan Norton was doing there. If he was going to put foot to ball, he needed to do it a bit early. There was potential for pressure on the team there.
He seems to have lost a little bit of confidence, and saw that in Glasgow. Seen how brilliant he's been earlier in the season, mind you.
Now I know he's not running quite at 100%. He's got a slight knee issue, which I think he's playing with at the moment. But we're good to see him open up and get that confidence back.
I was reading the stats about his short distance running. Well, here's a man with a longer distance running, Sam Edgerly again, and just breaks away. Dan Norton, who's almost as quick as Usain Bolt over 20 metres.
I've heard, and it's quite an incredible stat and quite frightening for opposition to hear something like that. He has proved that time and time this year. You give him half a yard and he can go.
Well, this man's going all right. Sam Edgerly. Father used to captain the club that he was with. That's Isha. Hasn't got the pace of Dan Norton, mind you, but he's still pretty quick and useful attack player. Well, pretty satisfactory half. England at half-time, 21 points to 0.
L'agressivité défensive est bien, c'est bien. Surtout au début du match, c'était Mais calmez-vous, offensivement, calmez-vous. Il n'y a pas de panique. Déplacez quand même malgré tout le jeu sur une ou deux passes.
Unhappy
Ne prenez pas des
Frederic
initiatives.
Boberel, the coach. Calm words of Ben Ryan and Rodwell at the moment.
When we're getting real joy. Yeah? So maybe have in our heads that first we get the line set again, then we go fucking hot, we get them on the floor and we
Vraiment s'appliquer, gesticuler un petit peu.
Well, unfortunate words there from Rodwell. Sorry about that.
Get some depth in there. We're a little bit like half asleep at the beginning of that game, and only because we've shifted the ball at the right times.
Church well represented. Wonderful get-ups. It's a big party, really.
It's awesome. It's what Sevens is all about. You know, it's. I think they have as much fun off the field as they do on it.
England certainly put last year's disappointment against France behind them. 28 times England have beaten France in their meetings of 34. This is the 35th, and England well placed. 3 converted tries, but never count France out. Away by Johan Loos, away Albaladejo, the man from Dax. Been right at the core of their team for the last 6 years. Penalty. Well, danger time if France get an early score, which they could. Johan Loos, another man from Dax, just come in this season. Not clever. Be a scrummage back from where he kicked.
Scrum.
And England put in.
Yeah, not sure on the tactics of the French there. They tried that once before. You know, rather they finally got ball in their hand, hold on to it, set up a target. They got some big ball runners there in Gobelet and Mazou, and they, you know, test the English, because really they haven't tested them just yet. And
Middle, please.
Good to get the continuity and their confidence up.
Come up. Here we are.
Well, they're one of those sides who go, as I said, hot and cold. I mean, they're in the cup final against England in Dubai, in the early stage of the season. And then three tournaments later, they were in the Shield semi-final. I mean, it's extraordinary. Remember, of course, there are 4 tiers: cup, plate, bowl, shield. And no consistency at all, is there?
No, unfortunately not. And I think you could see before Glasgow, it looked like the boys had played quite a bit of 15s and was getting that out of their system. And I thought maybe here that might have changed now. They've had that extra tournament.
In front.
Offside. Edgerly picking it up after the knock forward. Well, it's not been exemplary so far.
Arguably, they'd probably want to speed the game up a little bit, because it plays into the England boys' hands that they're a fit team, England, so they'll be happy with the break. But France running out of time if they want to put 21 points on them.
Because this is going to be the last tournament when England will wear the white shirt with the yellow bands on. Apparently, it was a good. The idea was you'd be able to see your teammate rather more quickly.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of science involved.
Sorry there. Albaladejo, a quick offload, but too late. Laos wrapped up by England in defence.
Fine. No, last feet here. 3.
France this time, a real chance. Oh, that's a poor pass, and Rogel just took his eye off it. Penalty to France.
No, we'll play on.
The hole was there if ball had gone to hand then. It was well worked by the French.
Just hold him.
bit slipshod, France here. Been quite frustrating, I think, for Frédéric Pomerel, the coach. Laos. Jean-Baptiste Gobelin. Another penalty here. England upended, and it's going to be a yellow card, I think. Edgerly. So, well, there's a full quarter of the game to go, 3.5 minutes, and that is going to be 6 players against 7. Well, golden chance for France if there is one. Mazoué set up. Still camped down in the England 22, but finally given away with that penalty, and England break away with James Rodwell. Deceptively quick, Rodwell.
Fine.
Need the quick recycle here.
Left feet blue.
French have done well to slow it down.
White scrum. White going forward.
Well, they've lost their real chance there, haven't they?
Yep,
it's only a 2-minute
6 blue,
suspension.
Sub.
And England have used half of it already.
Number 6, sub.
21-0. Not an impressive performance by either team.
No, I mean, it's been quiet. I mean, Rodwell there got away, great break, but unfortunately not seeing the player on his right-hand side steaming up, and just didn't need to take a tackle, just leave the ball in the air. He's done all the work, but it has been a bit stuttery. But 21-0 for England at the moment. They'll be happy with that, but the French, they're not really tested in any way at the moment.
Well, Edgerly sitting out, and
Okay, time on. Binding on the back. Please, binding on the back, please.
France
Crouch.
frustrated because
Touch.
no ball.
Pause. Engage.
Matt Turner, England's star player of the season, and this man's been not far behind. Dan Norton, good tackle coming in from Delmas. England still driving,
Holding on.
but a penalty here, held on too long. Temptation, 7 against 6, surely a golden chance for France, at least to get into the game, but there's only 2 minutes remaining. England pretty safe in that respect. Mazoué, now Julien Saubard from the Racing Metro, good cover by Tom Mitchell, did well there, and France hanging on too long. England counter back. Matt Turner, Gobelin missed the chance of the intercept. This is Rodwell, just consistency. Rodwell been a key figure since his start 4 years ago. Dan Norton.
See
Turner.
Matt Turner put the hammer down now. They just can't quite get away. The French have just been getting them, but here we go now, and he's got Norton on his outside.
And a run-in finally for Dan Norton to settle the outcome for sure.
It's interesting as well, because second tournament up now, back-to-back, and first game is always tired. You can just see that fatigue coming into the players.
Just sinking players all over the place on the deck.
And
Non-stop action, of course, and it's a cumulative thing though, isn't it?
absolutely, I mean, long passage of play going, and from when Mitchell made a tackle off the French break, it's gone and gone. And we've got to remember as well, is the heat,
15 seconds.
the sun could be taking it out of these boys, but, you know, good finish by England.
6
And
seconds.
the key is it's 26 to zip. They've kept their try line free, and if they can keep that up now, that's a good start, and then go on to the second game.
So a happy opening for England in the Marriott London Sevens. 28-0. I don't think they'll restart. Maybe they will. Referee James McPhail, civil engineer from Wellington, New Zealand, says yeah. And it's the referee who has the final decision on the time.
I think he'll be looking to go right here and get it off with one bounce into touch.
Okay.
Which is what he did. Neatly done, tidily done. So, the final score, England 28, France 0. Good opening for the home team.